Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is Hajin Lee, and what another very beautiful sunny morning here in Massachusetts. Cold, winter's coming, but very sunny. Early in the morning, I just put out some kaboom, kaboom, kabooms on the profit. I tell you, for the altcoins, there is a thunder of profits approaching us, and that is a good thing to have. And I had said that the similarity index, the commonality of the patterns, cup and handle, downward pointing symmetrical triangles, the jaws of wealth. I mean, these patterns are no accidents. And I believe soon, and it has already started, the altcoins will have their day on stage. It'll be very exciting. So let's take a look at Bitcoin. Not too freaking bad. It followed. Not bad at all. So let's go back to what we were talking about last night. Let's look at the head and shoulders pattern. It not only completed the right shoulder, so here's the left, here's the head, and here's the right shoulder. So last night it was somewhere here, and it completed it. But not only that, it breached below the neckline. This is beautiful. And this was the passion of technical analysis that I have. This is the power of technical analysis, of combining chart patterns with Elliott waves. It is not perfect. Nothing in this world is perfect. But when you combine the two and you add a good meat size of experience with it, you can make consistent profits so that your net liquidation value, your account balance, grows daily, weekly, monthly, and if it compounds, when you start with 100 grand, you can end up with 1 million. When you start with 1,000, you can end up with 100 grand. And that's what I mean when I keep saying I wish you massive profits. Profits are to be had. But how do you take and gain those profits? You need to have a system, a technique. And I have it. The one that I made on my own in combining these two, and I'm sure others are doing the same thing, but with my unique lenses of experiences. And that is why I have started this blog, as a way to share that. And I'm already seeing a good number of you posting charts with pretty damn good counts. You guys will get there. Proficiency is only a matter of time and practice. If you want to learn how to do any of this, you have to take the first steps of one, getting those books, buying the books. The technical analysis book recommendations are linked in the bottom of every one of my blogs, as well as the initial tutorials. You have to buy those books because a student cannot set the curriculum. They have the freedom of the time it'll take for them to learn. But you cannot set the curriculum of the course. Like if you're in college, you can go to college, you can be a part-time student, you can be a full-time student, You can take time off, but you will not be able to set the curriculum for the degree you go for. It's no different here. It's no different with any learning endeavor. You have to abide by the curriculum to learn technical analysis, and that begins with, one, buying the books. By the way, I want to make, for any cynics out there, I get zero, nothing, no kickbacks, no commissions, none. I don't need any of that by recommending these books. Just want to put that out there because I know there are some people who think maybe that way, and that's on my disclaimer on the recommendation of the book too. So buy it knowing that I've given full disclosure. I get nothing for recommending those books. I recommend it because those are the books that I used in 1997 to start trend analysis, and almost 16 years ago, the Elliott Wave principles. So let's go back to here now. If we have the head and shoulders in, complete and confirmed, not only by the pattern, but also by volume. It cannot get more confirmed than that, as I see it. Okay? And I had shown this last night, saying we needed the confirmation for the right shoulder. Beautiful. We got it now. So let's take a look at the bigger picture. So if this is going to be an ABC expanded flat, I also said that any point below A could be a good point for C. So what I'm saying is to keep an eye out for this possibility, where this now can be C. And that's important to know, because you can say that it's going to be, the bottom's going to be here no matter what, because you have to have this pattern. That's dangerous. That's myopia. You don't, that's tunnel vision. You don't want to go there. That'll bring your account to zero. Just like using margins, that'll bring your account to zero. Shorting Bitcoin, that'll bring your account to zero too, I think. I've never shorted Bitcoins. I know someone who lost $300,000 shorting Bitcoins, and the fool is still shorting. I tell you, that's insane. So here we have a potential of a C, and the way I'm seeing is A, B, C, because this C is below the A. That is the requirement of an expanded triangle. Just like as shown on this website for Elliott Wave forecast, which I don't use. I just did a Google search for the quickest and fastest image of an expanded flat. So here's A, B, and C. The C goes below A, and the B goes below the top of the prior peak. Now, by the way, oh, Bitcoin Cash, I just did a post. Damn, near precision hit. Exceeded it. I had it at 855 here, went to 882 or so. And just not at the risk of digressing, here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 is in. So what's next? We're going to get a bit of a correction, I think. Now, back to Bitcoin. Yeah, there are some analysts out there who call this trash. And I think they can say whatever they want. But I think you might want to kind of, usually a person wants to think twice before they call it, because from a profitability point of view, it's golden. So here is the A, B, exceed the price top, and C. Now, the only thing that bothers me about C being here is I'm not seeing 5 waves on the C. Just like here, you should see a 5 wave, right? 3, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's what I drew out here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I think there is a potential for C to be here, but I'm going to still bring it down to, well, it's already there. Let me put a C with a question mark here. I'm hoping this speaker headset comes through a lot better. The damn cat chews everything. Once my cat chewed the water line to my toilet in the upstairs bathroom. Came home and the whole ceiling was wet. I mean, it had to be redone. I almost murdered him. So now I put Tabasco sauce all over the hosing that connect to the toilet. But if I put a Tabasco sauce on the headset on the speaker part, I'll be the one suffering. So that I don't think I can do that. So this could be potential C. Another potential C is here. Oh, come on. Here, here, or here. My primary account is still down to here. But how did that move? So what we need to do today is see if any kind of a bounce, see this neckline, any kind of a bounce, let's say bounces here, travels above it. Okay, decisively past the neckline. That'll be the key indication to me. Not just like a weeny little piercing. That'll probably just go back down. That's bearish too. But I'm talking this way. And what would you see in this? What would you see? What kind of move would you see on this? What is the best indication of a turn? You'd want to see an impulse. Like that. If you get an impulse and that breaches this neckline, and I'm going to write the word neckline. Then most likely this is the bottom. Same thing here. If you get an impulse, that's a potential bottom. Okay? Or I'm not going to draw another impulse here because it'll make it way too messy. So let's look at this head and shoulders again. It confirms down to here by a minimum price measurement that we did last night. And a little bit more bearish is that usually head and shoulders exceed their minimum targets. But this is where you take the whole environment into account to kind of to negate that probability. What I mean by is, look how this head and shoulders here left shoulder, right, no, left shoulder, head, right shoulder, was invalidated. And it was very easily invalidated. And then it's now trying again. So what I'm saying is that the power of Head and Shoulders has been reduced, sapped, by this first invalidation. Do I have any historical charts on that? Do I have data? No, I don't. I should. I'd love to. I should be keeping, like putting this in a data file and then putting and outputting probability outputs and percentages and things like that. But to me, that's too anal. You don't want to go there. There's no happiness to be found in doing that. The reason is because that's not what's important. What's not important is what percentage of these negation, weakening the subsequent Head and Shoulders, negates minimum target being exceeded. That's not important. What's important is the direction of the price. But in what I just explained, since the first Head and Shoulder got negated and validated by this, and then it's trying again, the Head and Shoulder strength has been sapped. And usually that sapping for me is it won't exceed the minimum target, or it won't get close to it. Either or of those. That's what it usually means for me. Okay. So let's see how the prices go. And the beautiful thing is, here's 1, 2, now this is wave 3. So 1, 2, 1, 2 of wave 3. Sorry, 1 of 3, 2 of 3, 3 of 3. 3 of 3 is most usually the vigorous. And the sub-daily charts for cryptos don't really have extended fifths. So the third wave is still extended on the sub-dailies, which is pretty cool and kind of weird. How on the dailies, the fifth is extended consistently, but on the sub-dailies, it's not. But that's the personality trait for cryptos. And this is an impulse, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 won't take too much time, I don't think. It may be done by today. Okay, so again, Head and Shoulders completed and confirmed. The original target of, let's say, 6,100 still remains on the call. But given that this is an expanded flat of ABC, the C just needs to be below the low of A. So this potential 3, blue 3, could be a C bottom. This 5 could be a potential C bottom as well. But for now, we're going to keep it to 6,100. I hope this has been helpful. And as I always ask and say, I hope I have earned the right to ask you for your upvotes, follow, and esteems. And today, yesterday, tomorrow, next week, and as we go, I wish you all massive, massive profits, because there is a thunderstorm of profits coming, especially in the altcoins. IMHO, I learned that from my kid, in my humble opinion. That's what I project. Have a good day, and if there's anything new today coming up, if one of these bottoms seem to be likely where we get an impulse, I'll definitely put up a midday update.